What is up? Live Wednesday, September 11th. What a great day. What a great time of year. We are on the other side of officer training, referee training, Greek recruitment, involvement fair, Labor Day weekends. It is time to start playing like we have never played before. And I'm excited to have a guest with me, Mr. Garrett George. So he's in Lee's garage waiting for me right now. We're about to get to it here in a second, but I want to give you a little rundown of what we're going to go over. Yes, club sports is pretty much on top of the agenda. We'll sprinkle in some recap of our spike ball tournament, talk about what IM sports are going on right now, and of course, let you know how to sign up. So, if that sounds good, stay with us. Garrett's a treat. He's a special treat. So, let's go talk to him right now. To the show. What's up, G?
How's it going?
Going great. Welcome to the podcast.
Good to be here.
You're the second guest. How does that feel to be number two?
First loser, but I'll take it, you know.
Hey, he's not used to losing. He was the president of Club Men's Soccer, who was our Club of the Year last year. And guess what? They're acting like it again right out of the gate this year. They've already played Embry-Riddle. That game was last weekend. I didn't see it. I saw the score, 3-3. So, G, walk us through it. How was that first game? What's the vibes like?
It was actually a really fun game. I mean, currently I have about 28 guys on the roster right now, and I'd say about 15, 16 of them are freshmen, which is like something we haven't had in the past. So it's great to see a bunch of new guys out there. I feel like at the freshman class, there's a lot of great talent this year. Really fun to play against Embry-Riddle. Really good connection with those guys out there, but honestly, we probably should have won, missed a couple tap-ins here or there, but, you know, it happens, part of the game. But, yeah, really fun time.
All right, I'm back. We are going to take a quick pause from that conversation. We're going to get back into it in a minute, but I got this huge PSA for all of Stetson to hear. It is a big deal to be a club sport officer, to be on the executive board, whatever sorority, fraternity, student org on campus. It's a huge deal. You get to shape your experience. You have been voted in. You have the trust of your friends to take such responsibility seriously to develop and build for the future of this organization. And if you grab those reins and if you take full advantage of this opportunity, when it comes to graduating and you're interviewing for jobs with all other graduates throughout the entire country, all for one job that you all want, this is very, very well going to separate you. It's not something that you can put on your resume, right? Leadership is not defined by a title. So if you were elected as club president and you didn't grab the reins, and now you are trying to solicit yourself in an interview after you graduate, the truth is going to reek out. I promise you it is. All right? Take this opportunity seriously. And it's a pleasure for me working with the Club Sport Council because we have all different types of orgs, different officers. And for us to think critically, right, group think, group thought, to help figure out the questions, the needs of each of these orgs, and then find a support system to help them. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. All right, let's get back to G and let's hear what else he has to say.
What shocked you the most when we met with other officers? I think it was last week.
Well, I mean, recently we had a guy in our group called Alex Garoppolo, and my guy was on top of everything. He knew exactly what to do, and Alex has since graduated. So what I was most impressed by is they had a new president come in, and he knew how to do everything. He had everything under control. He was like, yeah, this is what we're going to do as a club. We got this planned out. I'm like, you know what you're doing, man. I was like, killing it. So, yeah, really impressive by Clay Target for the first introductory meeting.
Oh, Riley Wagner, he's a returning he was the president last year. He's returning this year as a senior. This kid is going to go places in business. Every time I speak with him, I love where his mindset is, his vision. It's very clear. So if you know Riley Wagner, and I'll give him a huge shout out. And before I talk a little bit more, I got to tell you, G, looking at the chat, 5-6 says the bid's there for your taking. Where does he got to sign? Somewhere on the dotted line? Is that how it is? Or you want to get some of his money first?
Riley Wagner and Clay Target team. If I had it my way, every single student org on campus would have a similar structure to what they have when it comes to officer transitions. See, here's the thing. First year students, they get to Stetson and they're learning, right? They're trying to get involved. They're trying to figure out their place on campus. And then when they become a sophomore, they are hungry to lead, to make change, to grow, right? And then there's going to be some trials and tribulations along the way. And then their junior year, they're going to be able to learn from their experiences their sophomore year and be the best leaders on campus, baby. I promise. But here's the thing. When those presidents hang on, that third year, now they're a senior. Now they're trying to figure out life after Stetson, trying to get their academic. It's like a race to the finish line. Those orgs that have a president in their senior year, they have the toughest officer transitions. And it's not my opinion. I've got stats to show this. But for some reason, it has been 12 plus years and Clay Target has never fallen into this trap. And they have been able to sustain success because after their junior year presidency, they go into what this is called a senior advisor role. They're teaching the new president how to do this, right? It's a great thing. If I have you this long in the podcast, in the episode, and you want to take something back to your org, that's it. That's the winner. You can thank me later. All right, let's get back to G.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's just one of the things that club sports gets like to offer people when they get to play here at Stetson. You know, like if you're somebody who just wants to learn what it is to be like an equestrian and stuff like that, it's an expensive hobby. You know, it's an expensive hobby, and by being a part of the organization here at Stetson, it gives you that opportunity to do it for much less cost than it would be other places. So it's a great experience.
It really is. If you're interested in equestrian, this opportunity is there for your taking. They take men or women, and I would say that they fundraise probably the second most in their program. And it's impressive because they've had a smaller roster, and I just found out that they've had members pay like $1,000 out of their pocket for like training fees to their coaches. So I think my response to him was like, hey, you're kind of screwing yourself with your fundraising numbers. And it was a great conversation, and I think we're going to see their fundraising even go up even more by allowing us to help them with purchasing those lesson fees. So I'm excited. Anyone from equestrian here, please put your W's in the chat. Have a great weekend. I know some of you are.
Since we're talking fundraising, might as well come in and throw some numbers at you. The last 2 years, club sports collectively has brought in just south of $30,000. And guess who was a big part of that? Club Equestrian. It's an expensive club. It's one of our best clubs to market. I mean, look at these pictures, right? They compete all the time. And when I found out that they're paying this much money in lesson fees to their coaches without that money being channeled through club sports, I feel like our fundraising is not an accurate representation of what we're doing. So I think that in year 2024, 2025, we are going to crush our club sport fundraising numbers from the last 2 years. Now, the only time will tell, but when you see me here in May, we're going to be doing this, and I'm going to be saying, I told you so.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about scuba diving.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm very impressed by scuba diving. So since I was a freshman, I didn't really know too much about scuba diving, but I'm now a senior on campus, and through the past couple of years, they have a guy named Nick on their club, and Nick has really just
Malk, right? Nicholas Malk.
Malk, yes, absolutely. And Nick has just shown me like what they do and what they do, like how the club functions and what they get to do through the club, where they go to different dives all around Florida. They get to do things that I didn't even know you could do, and then they were like, yeah, we're going to go do it this weekend. And I'm like, oh, that's amazing. And then so it's a great opportunity yet again by being in a scuba club.
Some of the things I've seen them do was like an underwater pumpkin carving contest. I've seen them swim with sharks. They've done snorkeling adventures. However, if you're one that wants to get involved in snorkeling, I believe the Student Outdoor Recreation Wait, am I getting that right?
SOAR.
So Jimmy Kelly, SOAR. Jimmy used to oversee the SOAR program. Jimmy, need your help. So the snorkel, they do a lot of snorkel trips. Is kind of what I'm getting at, that SOAR program. It's in Wellness and Rec. And then I know that they have 2 trips already planned, 2 snorkeling trips already planned. Baseball. Which one do you want to go first?
We can do baseball. I mean, alphabetical, right?
Alphabetical. And it was funny because Hayden is their new president, right? And he's been under a certain management the last 2 years. So now he's a junior, and now this is his thing to shape. This is his puppy to, his organization to shape. And to feel the kind of firepower in him, was very refreshing. And they had a first-year student. Not only is he signed up, he's already a club officer. And just to hear his buy-in, it kind of motivated. Baseball is my favorite sport, so to kind of feel like we got hope, because I did tell them, all right, good news is you can shape your experience. The bad news is you just took over a company that's bankrupt, right? And they got a good laugh. I thought they were going to run out of the room. Nope, they got a good sense of humor. And I'm really looking forward to some of the things that they're going to do. One thing is they want to be part of the NCBA again. That's their collegiate baseball league that provides them weekend series, and if you do well, you're able to go to regional tournaments and then ultimately the national tournament. And a lot of the teams they play are in Florida, so they do kind of get this benefit that their activity is popular and that in Florida you can play baseball pretty much all year round. So very happy that they have got a new president, and she's got coaching experience. She's darn good. I've seen her play in our intramural soccer league. She dominates. And I was really excited when I found out that she was going to take over. Do you know their practice times? They're on Winker Field. They go right before you, don't they?
I know for a fact Wednesday at 6 to 7. I don't know if that's the only day, but I know for sure that that's at least that 1 hour block, because I was out there the other night with them seeing how everything's going. So Wednesday 6 to 7 for sure.
And how was it? Were they had good numbers, yeah?
I literally walked out to practice, and she ran over to me. Her name's Natalie, the president. Shout out to Natalie. And she was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. She's like, everybody's on fire. Everybody's doing a great job. And I'm like, that's awesome. I'm like, go you guys.
You enjoyed G's time as much as I did. It's always a treat when he's around and be able to talk shop with him for the last 10 minutes. That's real nice. We do talk about one more thing, but before we get into that, I got to give a shout out to a few clubs that we haven't mentioned yet. First is tennis. They are up and running. They're looking for new members. Their point of contact is Cooper, President Cooper, and then also Club Sport Council member Layla Chong could help get you involved. They are practicing over at our Division I courts. Very great deal that they got themselves. Proud of them for that. Club Top Hats, they are having auditions on Sunday. They're practicing inside the aerobic studio, inside the Holla Center. Their president is Melissa, and she would love to hear from you if Top Hats, if dancing is something that you're interested in. And they do all sorts of disciplines, dancing disciplines. Color Guard, Angie Gibbs, spearheading that. They're doing practices in the field house. Maybe you've seen them already. They are out there. Just like Club Volleyball also utilizes the field house. And Christo is their president. And they too, bring it on. Guys or girls, they'll take anybody. They are very inclusive. I love that about them. And I know Christo is wanting to do different things with that club this year. And then pickleball, yes, the courts are being renovated behind I don't know if renovated is the right word. Let's go with we're painting some lines, and Roy's going to get some nets out there, and what a sport to have. Thank you to Roy. Thank you to everyone who's being involved in the pickleball project. They're going into their first full active year as an organization, and it's going to be something. It's going to be a great thing. When we get to May, I think we are all going to be very proud of what Club Pickleball has done for their program. All right. So let's get to this one last topic with G. You might find it funny, or you might just call it a day. I couldn't help but notice you're on an intramural sports flag football team.
I am.
You're a veteran. Phi Sig?
I am. Well, and I'm not actually even in the fraternity.
Okay, let's go ahead. Let's focus this back on me. All right, y'all. We do have eligibility policies in IM sports. All right. The good news is everybody can play. Everyone on campus can play. Faculty, staff, graduate assistant student, grad student, undergrad, whatever it may be, get in the game. Now, we do have something very special in our IM program. We have this thing called the President's Cup and the Christensen Cup. The President's Cup goes to our best fraternity in intramural sports, and with the Christensen Cup, it gets awarded to the best sorority. So, in order to get cup points, there's a different eligibility. You have to be a member of that fraternity or become a member before the end of the semester. So, there's recruitment going on right now, right? All of you are dating each other and you're trying to figure out who's going to be the next brother. I get it. Well, that might take all semester, right? To get somebody commit, that's okay. If you want them to play on one of your teams, that is all good. I don't check eligibility until December rolls around, right? So when December comes, I'm going to look at all the players, and if they're all shown on the fraternity roster, you're good to go. So let me bring that back to G. G, I'm excited you're on Phi Sig. Now, you know this means you're going to have to be a brother before December.
Sure.
We might have some people on the call that are like, all right, I'm sold. Sign me up. Where do they go? How do they get onto their club sport?
So if they want to get on their club sports, they can go through the Stetson Engage page. There's a form onto the side where if you just click it, it has forms. There's something called a club membership agreement form. If you click that and you're like, I want to be in this sport, this sport, this sport, this sport, you just check all the boxes that you want to be in. Whenever you do that, it sends a notification straight to Travis's office, and Travis lets all the club sport officers know. They're like, hey, this new person just signed up. Do you know them? We were like, absolutely, we're gonna get to know them, and then we'll talk to you, have all the fun with you, and then we'll get you out to practices, whatever event
all
we're
right,
running.
G, that was great, awesome information. If you can't remember it at all, just gotta rewind it, or go find us right here on YouTube. And if you subscribe, you'll get notified of future episodes. Don't want you to miss out on any of the action, any of the plays, any of the fun. We're going to be here all year long. Hope you enjoyed the second episode of Potter Plays. Get back to me, get at me if you have any questions. Have a great rest of your week. And until next time, go Habs!